Hey my friend, how's it going? I hope you're having an amazing day today. My name is Amy, I am the Sun Tarot, and I am here to deliver channeled messages for you specifically on what secrets you may need or want to know to manifest your next level of your authentic self, okay? All of us have been conditioned over the years, and bringing back that authenticity of who we actually are is it's actually a real pleasure and a true gift, but it does take courage, right? Because we've been in a society that doesn't necessarily allow us to really thrive, or it probably does allow us to thrive as our authentic self, but at some point in our lives, we did not feel we could, okay? So many of us have dimmed down and avoided the spotlight, or avoided saying things that need to be said, or avoiding just living your truth, like in all areas. In your life, in your business, in your relationships, in every single thing. Maybe you're not living your hobbies as much as you'd like, or maybe you're doing too many things that aren't really you. So let's see what there is for you for secrets to achieve that authentic life you would like. Okay, we have a lot of cards so far. And one of them that's at the very center, and this is what I was talking about, you need to have the faith. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. So I'm sure you're somebody who gets like little glimpses of what's possible for yourself, but then maybe your rational mind will come in and say, okay, well, you know, you need to have this, that, and the other in order to to have all of this work. And your faith in it being possible is actually the biggest thing that's going to help you make it possible. And that's the first thing. Okay, here we go. We have everything we need for this reading. So the cards you got the Soul Shrinker. That's number 55. You got the Singer of Healing. It's number 10. You got the Friends in inverse, and that's number 46. And you got the Sage in inverse, and that is number 19. Next cards you got, when I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. So you got that in inverse. Then you've got that one card that I talked about before, about trusting your powerful intentions. And then in inverse, you got this one here. And the universe is always conspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately to the highest good. And you got that in inverse. There's a cardinal on here, and I wanted to point that out because that may be very significant to you. Additionally, in that row in the center, everything is red. You've got red or orange, right? So if you're thinking about alignment, coming from like being grounded in who you are and allowing your intentions to come up from your root, is very key, and trusting that you have the ability to create them even if you do not have anything or everything together. Like you really do need to, it's grounding yourself in who you are even if you don't know who you are, okay? Because some people watching this are going to be struggling still with that identity part, and that's fine. I go through that time and time again in my life, and surprisingly I found out that's part of my human design. Like I help people with their human design now to understand exactly their unique life blueprint, their unique money-making patterns, you know, how they energetically work with other people and what's important to them. And I help people undo some of the conditioning that they have so they can really step into their own abundance. So for you, whether you feel already grounded in your identity and who you are or you don't, just know that you can find grounding and peace even in the uncertainty. So that's secret number one. You can be grounded and peaceful even in uncertainty. The next secret is that you do have powerful intentions that come to you as insights. They are gift. They are literally like little pieces of a bigger picture. Okay, so imagine that you could actually have your life and your business and everything you've got, having everything that you want, looking and feeling the way that would make sense to you. Like in a way that like would really bring inspiration and love and peace to you. So these insights are going to come in little pieces, and often we will be busy with something else, or we will not see how everything fits together. This secret here is for you to be okay with the unknowing of how everything's going to fit together, and unknowing if you'll be able to pull it off, and unknowing about everything, because you don't need to know how it's all going to happen. You just need to have faith that it can happen and it will happen, and that you deserve for it to happen. Because going into the beginning of your reading, you have the soul shrinker. And this is very important to know. Okay? You've had environments that have been really limiting for your growth and for who you are as your character, right? And I was reading a quote from Napoleon Hill today. It's actually one of my favorites. And forgive me if I screw this up, right? But no wealth can, like, basically nothing can last and endure over the long term unless it's built upon like truth and honesty. You know what? I will find the quote and I will put it underneath. And if you find the quote before me, please put it in the comments, because that would be amazing. But long story short is, unless everything is built upon something that is really true and solid and integral, it is going to collapse, even if it takes a while. All right. So, yeah, you need to have faith that even if you don't see how it's all going to work, you don't know all the pieces, you don't know the people, you don't know if you've got the resources or the energy or even the time to put everything together, you need to trust that you can have it all come together, even if you've had people or things around you that have caused you to not feel like you could be yourself and like really allow your soul to grow, right? So you may have had people like stealing your energy or your time, or, you know, taking you for your money, or only being around you because you have certain things to offer, right? Maybe you've got this like great energy, or maybe you've got some ideas. Maybe you always make people feel good, and they like, maybe people just use you for your energy or something, right? Regardless, whatever has happened, just recognize that you have a frequency. Sometimes things come to me like, and I get like so many messages and things, and I get visions, but it's tough to describe or explain things all at once when they come so fast sometimes. So, yeah, so it's not like everybody's using you. Okay. This is not what I'm getting at, but what I'm getting at is there are people in your life who have been soul suckers. They really have. And they've been shrinkers, and they've been helping to minimize your light. You've been allowing that, but it's been coming more from like a lack of like, you know, here, like you don't necessarily have the faith. It's that you did have the faith, but then over time you've kind of lost the faith. And that's only because you've been in environments where they haven't really been 100% conducive to what you're creating and who you are. So you can have everything. That's not an issue. The secret is to be putting yourself in places that really truly resonate with the you who you are now, but who you want to be. When I say now, I don't mean like keep yourself at the character level that you are, but it's like, who do you want to be? Like if you were coming from your true authentic self that had these ideas, where would that person be? What would that person be doing, right? You don't have to have all the answers. When you get the insights, take note of them if you can't do them right away, but like, allow yourself to start to formulate a picture of, well, what if this was possible? What if this was possible? Because usually we'll have an idea and it'll be like, well, I can't do that because, and you can fill in the blank with whatever. There are so many reasons. It's called excusitis. It's like the disease where we dull down what's really important to us by giving excuses and reasons why we cannot do something. And it's very limiting. And I don't know anyone at all who does not have some excuses for things, but they don't often realize it. But when you're with the right environment, people will be like, hey, is that actually true? And then you can go, oh no. And that's why, like, if you study people, you'll find like people who really elevate, they always have a good support system. They always have coaches. They always have trainers. They always have, like, they set themselves up with friends and people who are going to call them on their bullshit, because we are inside our bodies and we are blind to the stuff that we, like, it's kind of annoying, but you can't read the label from inside the jar, right? But at the same time, it's also a gift. It's a gift because as we go through these things and we expand, we get to see other ways to elevate. Like it kind of becomes something that goes faster and faster and faster. So you start to like manifest some of the things. You start to align with the right environments. You start to align with the right people. You set up your structures and everything, which you also got structure here as your last card. So we're going to talk about that. And we also got humor. Okay. So regardless of how things have gone for you, they were all learning lessons. It's either a win, right? Like you have something win, or you get a lesson. So either way, it's a win, no matter how you look at it, even if some wins don't seem like wins in the moment. All right, so a couple other cards. I'll come back to that one. So underneath the Soul Shrinker, you got the Singer of Healing. Okay, so this is where you're at right now, the current energy. You're in a growth period, okay? You may be in hermit mode right now, but you might have already started to come out a bit more. But regardless of where you are in terms of being introverted or extroverted, you're at the point where you're starting to really come out of your shell and who you are and start to express yourself, okay? So this is a time and an opportunity for you to allow that inner voice to start coming out, start bubbling up. And you may lose some people, you may lose some friends along the way, but it's not like, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be better probably for you and for them. And it's not necessarily going to have to end in a bad way. It could just be like you drift. Like a lot of friendships will drift, and then, you know, you might meet back later because people are at different stages at different times in their life. And there may be some that you just choose to let go of, or, you know, however it goes. But it's not like it has to be a catastrophic event. And it can be. Again, it really is whether you have faith and trust in who you are and what you're creating, right? Because maybe you're like, oh, I can't elevate to this kind of person. I can't have this in my life because, you know, I don't want to lose those friends, or I don't want to disappoint my family, or I don't want to do this stuff. Well, what if as you're doing this, you're actually helping other people around you to become more of who they are, to challenge themselves more. Not everybody has to come with you, but you don't want to be in a crabs in the bucket situation where everybody keeps pulling each other down, right? I mean, if you do, that's fine. I'm not going to tell you not to. I'm just saying, if you want to have everything come together and manifest in a way that really is aligned with who you are authentically, you've got to start living the way you are authentically and set up structures to make sure that you don't fall back into old patterns. Because we have been conditioned, and it's so easy to fall back into old patterns when you're not set up with the right people and the right environment and structures, okay? I feel like I'm preaching. Anyways, I'm here, and that's Friends, and it's in inverse. So yeah, just do an inventory, like check in, be rigorously honest with yourself, and ask yourself if the friends that you have are really like what's in it for them? What's in it for you in this relationship? And there's always something. So there's always a benefit for each party. That's how friendships work. So really look at it. And if you don't see the benefit, ask yourself, like, what's the payoff you're getting from being in that relationship dynamic? Like, how has it served you? Is it what you want long term, right? So I guess this secret would be, the secret is choose to, how do I phrase this? The secret is set yourself up with the environment that you want. This is like the next level authentic self, right? Something I did last night I'm very, very excited about is I'm creating a board game, like a strategic entrepreneurs board game night once a month. And I love it because, frankly, when you get to play board games with people, you get to understand a lot about their character as well. But also it's a social thing. And then with that, it's networking, and we're going to have speakers during the meal part, right? So yeah, I started setting it up. And when I come up with an idea and I decide it's time to go for it, it does not take me long. So I probably will have the entire thing set up within a few days. And then like all the tickets and stuff sold by next week, right? So it's like, that's how I operate authentically. It's kind of like I have to let my ideas mull over a bit, and then I'm like, it's time. So for you, what is your natural energy? If you don't know how that is, you could probably look up human design and find your human design chart online. And when you start getting into that, you'll discover some things about how you naturally operate. If you need any help with that, just like leave a message in a comment of any of my videos, like I need help with human design, and somebody from my team can connect with you and see how we can help you out. Anyways, yeah, so some friends are going to have to go. That's a secret. It's not really a secret anymore. It's out of the bag. Now, the Sage, okay, in inverse. So the wisdom that you're getting from this hasn't fully sunken in yet. Okay, because right now you're in the healing from it, you're in the transition. The wisdom that you're getting is going to be something that's going to elevate you faster and faster as you get these lessons. And these lessons are going to come in bit by bit. Although you've gone through most of this process already, and the hard parts are done for the most part, okay? You may still have a couple little bumps in the road, but for the most part, you're pretty good to go. But the Sage is like slow and steady. It's like they're not giving you so many lessons at once. It's almost like, here's a lesson. Okay, you can use it. Here's a lesson. Okay, you can use it. And so be patient with your skills and the growth and the wisdom that you're getting. That is the next secret. Be patient with yourself, skills, and wisdom. And at the same time, be dedicated and determined. If you really want to cause a shift and have a life that's fully resonant with who you are, and have a business that fully resonates with who you are, and have a team or everybody around you support you in who you are so that you can be at your best and really thrive in your best environment, it takes intention. So it's not like it's incredibly hard work. It's not at all. It's just intention. You need to have the intention to the point where when you let something go or when you elevate, you're okay with it because you know, like deep down, like you have this faith that's at the center of your reading. It's rock solid. Like, you know, you are here, you are meant to manifest, and you are, it's funny, I looked down and I was going to say this and it says you are enough. You are enough. You do not need anything external. It's like it all comes from within, but it's a matter of choice. So the next secret is it's choice. What do you choose? Are you choosing you, or are you choosing your circumstances? And if you choose you, you've got to set up everything for you, because otherwise you're going to continue to be environments that are not good for what you really want in this world. Okay? Whew, that energy was just really intense that came through. I was like, ooh. Okay. This one, when I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. So right now it's in inverse, but I was just talking about this like, it's not hard. It's not hard when you have that intention, because with the intention and the sincerity with the intention comes the conviction that you can do it. And the other thing is that you deserve it, because you may not feel like you deserve it at this point. And that is because you've allowed yourself to be in environments with like soul shrinkers, and you've allowed yourself to act on things that really are limiting to you and your character. And yeah, it may have been like some spontaneous spur of the moment decisions, or maybe there was like strategy and forethought behind it. But regardless, you have limited yourself by being someone who is not 100% who they say they are, right? And it takes something. Like, it takes something to be 100% who you say you are. People who come in and they think that, it's so funny. I went on the dating scene once. Actually, I think maybe twice. I don't know. No, probably just, I haven't really gone on the dating scene a lot in my life. But what I found is people are weird. Like, legitimately weird. It's like people are not just straight about what they want or what they, like, who they are. And I understand in certain like short-term events, like you can't get everything out to somebody, so they're not going to know everything. Like, it does take some time. But it's like there are games people play before they've even met somebody. Like, they're playing a game already and then they meet somebody and they're like, will this person fit into the game I'm playing? And it's just, it's very weird. I love watching people. I love it. I've been watching people since I was like super little. And the cool thing is when I'm with people, I can pick up their energies, and I can often know things about them that they don't usually say to anybody, right? And that's just one of those intuitive things. For me, I tend to get scrambled sometimes when I'm overstimulated though. So I don't necessarily trust that. And that's why I got to pull myself back. But yes, people are often not who they say they are, but it's often coming from either wanting to have it all, or a fear of getting hurt, or, you know, some kind of inadequacy in some way, shape, or form. And sometimes it's a superiority, like I think I'm better than them and I can do all this. But either way, it all comes back to bite them in the ass. Like it always does. So it's like, if people only knew that being like authentic and open and real is actually the key to aligning with what you're looking for. There you go. There's another secret. But if people really actually knew that, it would be just such a different world. I mean, I'm curious to know what it would be like, because with being authentic and accepting yourself, there's like this level of understanding that you need to be authentic and accept other people's authenticity, right? And I think a lot of people are not accepting of other people because there's just like a bunch of facades. And I think often when people are not accepting of other people, it's because they're too afraid to be themselves and shine their light. So when other people are, it's kind of triggering. Anyways, moving on. So this cardinal, okay? I don't know why this cardinal is standing out so much. It's like every time I look at this cardinal and I see this tree, right? They're both in inverse, but it's like, I don't know. Look up cardinals, okay? The animal spirit guide cardinals. There may be something there for you. But also it's like, there's like a spiritual and material connection. Cardinals are very, very spiritual birds. I honestly can't tell you what this is right now, but there's a very strong feeling that you should be looking into something with cardinals, or maybe you see cardinals, or maybe, you know, maybe this is an important symbol for you, okay? But the universe is always conspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately toward the highest good. Okay, so, oh, so many messages coming. I'm just going to keep to a couple. I'm not going to give them all, but pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities. Follow, I'm just going to say follow them, but follow them if they feel right to you, or if you think they're right. Some people who, like most people who are watching this, are going to be more like intuitive or thinking, right? Or sorry, feeling. But many people will think logically as well. So if you're a logical person, you may want to go with whatever signs seem to make sense to you. If you're more of a feeling person, you're going to want to go with the signs that feel right to you. But regardless, there's going to start to be more serendipitous events and synchronicities if you're open to them. Okay, and I'm getting goosebumps like all down my body right now. So you are enough. Allow yourself to be rooted in who you are. Okay, and trust that these little insights that you're getting will all come together, because you might not see it, but the universe sees that. Like there's stuff that's happening that you are completely unaware of. We have very limited view in our senses, in our reality. We cannot see everything, not at the same time anyways. So follow them if it feels right and you're called to do so. Don't ignore them, because that's going to lead you to your answers much faster. Okay. I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. Okay. Yeah. So maybe you haven't been trusting, or maybe you've been oblivious to some of the signs that are in front of you. But again, open yourself up. It's amazing what happens. Pay attention to dreams. Pay attention to, like not necessarily whole songs, but there might be like you turn on the radio or you flip a station and like one line pops out, or, you know, you go into a store and something is blasted over the loudspeaker, or, you know, you see something on a billboard as you're driving down the street. Like pay attention to the little things and see what messages you're trying to you're trying to put them together. You're trying to piece the pieces together. So see what things show up for you. And I can understand if that might cause you to feel a little bit unsure and unstable with making these changes in your life and opening up to more of like the spiritual realm. Some people are more open to it than others, but usually it's because something has happened in their life that has started to shift them to be more open, right? So maybe this video here is confirmation that, you know, you're safe and it's okay to do so. If there's anything that causes you to feel concern or it's not right for you, you can always pull your energy back, right? Because again, it's going into what's aligned for you. So you're going to want to learn this. It's a skill. It's a skill you can develop, all right? And if it feels that things are off, step back from it, right? You don't want anything that's going to be shrinking of your soul. Okay, and yeah, just do this in good humor, and also set up some kind of structure around it if you don't have something, okay? One of the things that I have structure for myself is these videos, right? But the other thing about it is when I'm being truly authentic, it's like when I do these readings, I feel like I don't get many hiccups in my life. Things just naturally work. When I'm avoiding my spiritual aspect or not helping people in this regard, I hit roadblocks, right? So for me, the signs have become very aware that, hey, this is something I'm definitely meant to do. And I'm also meant to help people align their spiritual well-being with their financial well-being so that people can really like thrive in the physical and the spiritual, right? So for me, I've started to put structures in place as well, and just have a good time with it. I'm not hard on myself about this. I don't like make myself, I have to do this many at this time or whatever. Like I used to be like that. It's pointless. It really is. Do what works for you, right? When you're grounded in who you are, the stability is going to start to show up, all right? And it's okay if you don't have all the answers and you don't even know who you are. That's totally fine. And if you do know who you are, amazing, right? You're like one step ahead. But if you don't have all the answers, that's totally fine. You'll find the right people. Just trust, okay? So I'm not going to sum up all of the secrets in here. I hope you like took notes, and you can always rewind. Yeah, that could be good. And if you need any help or support, just connect with me, put some message in the comments, and I will reach out to you, all right? Please also, I read every comment, so if you have anything to say, let me know, and like and subscribe if you want to see more videos as well, okay? I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.